Super Tuesday here at Table for Four. I'm Lucas, or Matthew, and I'm joined with Kite Gibson.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Nintendo's press conference digital event thing, and what our favorite part was, and what our least favorite part was, and everything else that we can talk about within probably a 10-minute span.
All that good stuff.
Maybe 10-15 minutes. Yep.
So you want to start off with what you think was your least favorite?
Yeah, I'd say probably just Mario Tennis Ultra Smash had to be the least powerful thing at this digital event.
You know, I'm going to have to agree with you. I really don't know who out there is asking for a new Mario sports games, but they're pretty hype right now, I bet.
I don't know who you are, but I'm going to have to ask you to stop. Unless it's another... No, I don't even want any more Mario Golf. Mario Golf, Toadstool... No, Island Tour for the... I don't know what it's called. The one for the 3DS should be the last Mario Golf game, period.
I just didn't think that any of the Mario sports games were relevant anymore because there's so many other more well-made franchises.
I mean, it's always... I feel like it's always going to be relevant just because of how Nintendo is with their franchises and their IPs.
I don't know, they didn't even do... I guess the most interesting thing they did with it was the power-ups, but it's pretty much just normal tennis. It's like, when they made the soccer game, it was interesting because it was 3v3, but this is just... It's just tennis.
Well, like, it's always had power-ups. Did you ever play the other Mario Tennises?
I played Mario Tennis for the Game Boy, and it was just a tennis game.
Okay, so that's... I didn't know there was one for the Game Boy. Mario Tennis for the GameCube looks almost identical to Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. And it's literally just the power-ups, and like everyone has their own special move.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Peach hits the tennis ball or something, it like goes into 1,000,000 hearts and then reconvenes over back the ball.
What?
It's basically like a teleport, like how Sheik has like up B.
Right.
Yeah, except you hitting the ball.
What was your favorite?
My favorite, and I had to choose between this earlier, and I still don't know for sure. Star Fox Zero, Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, and Mario and Luigi Paper Jam all had me really, really excited. To choose one, I'd say it's Triforce Heroes, just because I was so in love with Link Between Worlds' engine and the gameplay in it. And now we have like more dungeons and we get to play co-op. And most likely with the route Nintendo is taking, I think that they'll release DLC dungeon packs.
Oh, I didn't think about that. See, I'm not too excited about Triforce Heroes because I really like the Zelda formula, but I never thought to myself, you know, multiplayer would make this better. And also because it's probably not going to have any voice
Vocal chat?
Yeah, no vocal chat. That means if you're playing over the internet and not local, things will just be a bit more difficult. And
Nintendo's always been that way though, because like Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Bros. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't change because it's just how they've always been, but I'm just saying that's how they've always been. I think they should change because their hardware definitely has the capability to handle it. I just think they're afraid with how some of their servers are.
Sure.
Or even... No, in fact, I something like Triforce Heroes, I feel like should have voice chat because I bet you're only going to have connectivity with your friends.
You think so?
I bet you can't... I don't think you'd be able to connect with people. Or with strangers.
I guess that'd mean they'd need, like, matchmaking servers, and that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have matchmaking servers. I'm super excited for Triforce Heroes. I think that is going to be my favorite that I saw today.
My favorite was Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Just combining the two universes is really interesting, but I'm just happy to see a new Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Because all of the entries throughout the series, except for maybe Sticker Star, were really interesting, and I'm really excited to see what they come up with. Because in the trailer, like, they were showing Paper Mario turning into a plane, and Mario and Luigi grabbing on. Yeah. Just all the different things they can do is going to be so cool to watch. And It's weird that it's a three-party system, but I have a hunch that maybe they're gonna bring some of Paper Mario's like companions in like seasonally, kind of like how Kingdom Hearts has like world by world partners.
I want you to
with
be
the
right
style.
about that. Yeah, I want you to be right about that so bad because that's how traditional Paper Mario and then Thousand Year Door was, where they had the party system.
Right.
And it was so good because it was so much diversity. You could choose how you wanted to play, and of course there will always be the best quote unquote strategies for those RPGs, but it didn't matter because you got to choose how you got to play, and how you played affected like the world around you. And it's like, of course, all that still happens with badges, different gear in the Mario and Luigi series, but partner system is just my favorite thing just because you get to experience so many different personalities.
Right.
Yeah.
So Paper Jam was my favorite. Although the most impressive game I think that showed up at this entire conference is Super Mario Maker. For the longest time, I've been a naysayer about this game. Like, there's no reason for it to exist. The modding community can do it already. But there's just so much detail, and it's so well thought out, that I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with it, because it looks really nice.
I have to agree. I really wanted to say Xenoblade Chronicles X was the definitive impressive game just because of how gorgeous it looks on the Wii U, how it looks like it's going to play, which is going to be just similar to how Xenoblade Chronicles played, which is like not a take-turn combat, but an open-world RPG, which is like open world during combat,
Yeah.
which is super interesting to me.
You should play Final Fantasy 12.
I might do that. But I can't confidently say that because all we had was a new trailer. We didn't have any discussion over it. We didn't get a developer's story on it. But Super Mario Maker was probably the most impressive thing here. It was astounding to see what levels they came up with, and I heard a good point from, I think, Pro Jared. I was watching his video, the recap or whatever of E3, and he said that if they wanted to promote it even further, they should have shown some clips from the Nintendo World Championships where they had those crazy levels and they had to get through them.
Oh, right.
And it's like, that's how you promote the game. It's just like, you can do all this crazy shit with this.
I like all the interactions, like how putting Goombas underwater makes
just
them
makes them
float
float.
helplessly. Oh, it looks so funny.
And they're like kicking their feet, just like spinning, and they're like, what are we doing
I'm
here?
trying to walk, man. I can't do it. Oh, it's so good.
I am going to pick it up. I will. I didn't want to at first glance, but by the second trailer that I saw and them promoting it, I think it was last E3 when they introduced it, and then the like 2 days after they introduced it, I was just like, man, this actually looks really cool.
After seeing, not on the game side, but after seeing all the conferences, I think I can easily say Nintendo's was the most interesting to watch, and it definitely kept my attention. It didn't even feel very long, unlike some of them that may have followed after it, but
We'll talk about that all tonight with how interesting things were. I think Nintendo had some they had their ups. They also definitely had their downs during this conference.
they had some downtime.
We will talk to you probably in about 10-20 minutes, and we'll talk about E3 conferences as a whole and what we expect in the next couple of days to see on the show floor. We're not there, but we can definitely see what's happening on the show floor.